Hi guys, welcome to our review of some of the content released in the latest build, in the latest season of iRacing.com, and this video we will be dedicating it to the new Camaro ZL1, the car that is already available for iRacing users, fans of the Nascar content. This car in real life will be only available to compete in 2019, although the car has been already on track several times, basically for a show in terms of live events, but the car in real life is only going to be available next season, so iRacing users are luckier than NASCAR racers. Just kidding, guys. So the video will be focused in this car, not that much in what else happened in this latest release, in this latest season on iRacing. We will be addressing that in several videos in time to come, in the next weeks. But for now, we just focus in this car. So this is the new Chevrolet for iRacing in terms of the NASCAR content, in terms of the Cup Series content, because the car is already available, as you know, in terms of the Xfinity cars, also available on iRacing.com. So we were testing this car in 2 tracks, but obviously, since this car will be replacing in real life the Chevrolet SS, we also decided to bring the SS to this video to make some comparisons. First of all, I'm going to try and get your attention to the fact that I'm not an experienced oval driver. I'm still learning my way in this type of content, and my wallet is still a rookie wallet. But we will be, or I will be, at On Wheels TV producing several videos about my evolution in all wallets, including the oval wallet. So we will be showing you in the coming days lots of content in videos of oval racing and more. But this is just a detail. So what separates this car from the SS? This car seems to be shorter. It is lighter. It has a very powerful engine, and from what we could see, comparing the car in both cars in the 2 tracks, this car is slightly faster. Although iRacing did in this latest season also updated the SS in terms of performance, because the car will be racing. And therefore users will have to be competitive with the car. So the car was improved in terms of its handling and in terms of its performance to fit the criteria of both of the Camaro, of the Camry, and of the also of the Ford. So we are already watching the SS also at Talladega, which is one of the 2 tracks we used for this video. And from our little experience and from what we could see, this car is heavier. Always, we believe, not that much in this track, but in the other oval track we used for this video, which is Michigan International Speedway, also in the more recent version that was also released in this season of iRacing. Car seems to be to have some tendency to understeer. That doesn't show that much in this track, but in this track we were more or less, this is a high-speed oval track. This is super speedway, as they call it in the US and all over the world, of course. And in this track, this car was never reaching, or almost never reaching, 8200 RPM, and it was slower. Almost half a second slower than the Camaro ZL1. The car seems to be heavy, and seems to be a little bit longer also, and that does have an effect, a direct effect in terms of the performance and of the handling also. But I believe that in that matter, especially in super speedways where the time gap is not that big, and also in shorter ovals, it will be all a matter of setup. So guys racing with this car and more experienced in terms of developing a setup will be able to make this car more performant. Even so, the Camaro is the evolution, is the natural evolution. So this car in real life reached its limit in terms of development. Also is discontinued, and therefore all the efforts are now in the Camaro that has a more modern thinking in terms of its design and of its performance. I do like very much to drive the SS, but it does lose in terms of performance when compared with the Camaro. So, because we wanted to see also the performance of the car in different oval tracks, because oval tracks is not just to drive around and drive around and drive around. There's technique and there's skill in every oval track, because the tracks are really different. This oval track, Michigan International Speedway, it's not a super speedway, so it's shorter, and you have to deal differently with the turns and with how you place the car in the turns. This was my first contact with this track, so don't pay attention to the lap times unless you want to make comparison between the lap times of both cars, but don't pay attention to the lap times, because already during this week I have been racing in this track and my lap times improved as well as my overall performance. So as long as you get more experienced in the track, normally you will handle it better, and that's what happened. And in this laps for this video, it was my first laps in the track. Anyway, in a track such as this one, with a lot where the chassis and the weight dramatically affects the performance, the SS was 1 second slower, so we were not able to go below 38 and a half seconds. We were slower than that, but we were never able to reach the 37 second in a lap, which was the lap time that we normally did with the Camaro. So I would like to point out always that I really enjoy driving this car, but it is reaching its final stages, and we believe that will also happen here on iRacing, because the natural tendency is to include just the cars that actually compete in the series in real life. So we will be watching on track the Camaro competing with the Ford Fusion and with the Toyota Camry, and in fact in the races that we have been doing already with the Camaro, we noticed that there is still some people with the SS, because probably it's people that still didn't buy the Camaro, but there's a lot of Camaros already, and the tendency is to see the Camaro completely replace the SS also on iRacing. So in a track such as Michigan International Speedway, the Camaro does work his way around better. We were always lapping, of course, the time that you see there is 1 minute and 1 second, but that is in our outlap, of course, because the times here will be around 35, 36, sometimes 37, and with our lack of experience in the track when we were driving for this video, our times with the Camaro were in fact in the 37 mark, so 37.7, 37.8, around that time. This is 37.76. It's not a good lap time, but it's the best we did. The track is really tricky. You have to work a lot with the way you manage the throttle and getting the throttle pedal loose in the middle of the corner and then accelerating smoothly again. It's not just like accelerating flat out like you do in a super speedway. This track has a lot more in terms of working with the car, and a lot funnier also, and interesting for people learning their way around the Nascar content on iRacing, because it is not. This is just not a matter of accelerating and turning in the car, as some people think that happens in oval content. This has a lot more in terms of the driving, and you have to work out your skills in this type of racing to really perform. Managing the tires is also really important, because the front tires, especially the right front tires, suffers a lot, and therefore this track has a lot to learn. So we finished the video with the race. This race didn't work out in a good way for us, but we were able to finish, and we were able to finish 13th. So there's a lot of cars on track, as you can see. It's difficult to work your way in terms of evolving your wallet, your license in oval content, because oval drivers are sometimes crazy, even with these cars, and there's a lot of crashes and a lot of situations also. So it's really, unless you are skilled to go to a more ambitious type of oval racing with a really good group of drivers, you will suffer a lot to evolve your racing. So as you can see there, the driver behind me overtook me before crossing the finish line. I was for some time thinking that if did he get or not a penalty, but he did overtake me, and I was just trying to do a good race with no issues. It was not important for me to finish ahead. I was just trying to keep my race safe, and that's what I did. I'm not in the right side of the corner. Yeah, I spent too much time on the outside of the corner because I'm not experienced, but experienced enough to know that in the first laps, with loose drivers, with loose cannon drivers, it's really tricky, because everyone is going really close and accidents happen frequently. And in this track, unless it's a really serious accident, there will be no yellow flag, so you lose a lot of time in an accident, especially if you crash and get damage in the car. So I was on the outside, trying to find a hole to put myself on the inside line, trying to do that, but there's a car there, so we are in a 3-wide situation. I'm overtaking the guy that was on my right, and now I'm finally, after this car, this one, I'm finally going to get to the inside line. Yeah, but as you can see there's going to start the incident. There will be incidents in this lap already, I think. So as you can see, the guys in front of me are really nervous, always changing line, and I'm just keeping my act together and trying to be safe. Changed camera, but this is the same lap, and as you can see there, yeah, we are going one side to the other side, so it's really crazy out there. I prefer to be safe. I just want to finish the race, and eventually I did. And yeah, that's the first incident, and now I'm trying to be cautious. There are some guys that were behind me that didn't pay attention. They were just flat out there, and could have been involved in the crash, and I lost some more time and 2 spots in, but that was not important. I just was trying to finish the race to avoid damage in my ranking, in my iRating, and in my license, of course. But this next lap is going to be tragic, as you will be able to see. Even so, I was having a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun driving oval content on iRacing, at least for me, because I do like very much NASCAR racing. So I have a car behind me at this moment. He's really close to me, and as you will be able to see in a few seconds, there's going to be a huge crash in front there. You can see the white smoke, and now I just start to yeah, I was just trying to be cautious there, and the guy behind me just didn't see, and he hit me in the rear. I had a lot of damage in my car, but not in the front. He had a lot of damage and in the front. So now you can see from another camera, he is right behind me, and now he pushes me to the wall. He has a lot of damage. I had damage, significant damage in the rear of my Camaro, but I just clipped the wall with the front, so there was not significant damage in the front, and I had absolutely no damage in the engine, so it was just aerodynamics in the rear. So I just no yellow flag, as you can see. So I just am bringing my car to the pits, just changed tires and went on track again to finish the race in 13th, which was, if I had not been in that accident, I would have a better performance and result. But even so, it was not bad, unless with the exception of that incident. So this was just my first video in terms of the Camaro and the oval content on iRacing. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.